Thanks for clicking on State of the City. My name's Todd Prafke. I'm the City Administrator here in St. Peter and your cordial host on State of the City. So thanks for clicking on us. It's Tuesday, May 21st. It's just a little bit after noon time, and I have two primary purposes for this edition of State of the City, one of which is to talk about the workshop from just last night. You can see there are two agenda items on this workshop agenda, so I'll talk about both of those and a few other tidbits of information that I hope are useful to you. So first of all, related to that agenda, Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation was here to visit with us, and the person that kind of helps things go there, Tim Penny, is usually with to visit, a friend of mine, Tim Penny, and well, he wasn't able to be there, and so Jennifer was there last night. Here's a packet that they show. You know, they do some really fantastic things within our region related to economic development, certainly related to early childhood, early child care, and working with early childhood and family education departments around southern Minnesota and the areas that they provide support to. I was going to look. Here's kind of the area that they serve, and those symbols within those counties really represent some of the programs that have gone on in the last year or two with the help of Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation. So anyway, great folks, and they were there to talk about what they do in our area. Typically we provide them a few resources, a few dollars to continue some of that work that they have going on, and they're a really quality organization, and so we're grateful that they're in our area and have done some really wonderful things within our community. I won't get into them here, but if you want to know more, let me know. I'll be happy to visit, or give them a call. Here's how you can reach them. I'll try and get that up on your screen. So if you have questions about what they do related to economic development or child care, they're great folks to talk to, and there's their website as well. Tell them that I sent you. Next one is the fire hall, and so as some of you may know, at the last council meeting, the city council purchased land at the top of the Broadway Hill, so at the corner of Sunrise Drive and Broadway, for a new fire hall. A little bit over 4 acres was purchased there, and so that's the place where, if a new fire hall is built, well, that's the place it's going to be built. And so the goal last night from the workshop was do a couple of different things, but certainly one of which was to kind of tie a lot of different strands together into the fabric that is the fire hall project. And so we talked about a number of different things, including do we have an architect? Yes, we do have an architect. We've had an architect for a couple of years now, actually, that we've been working on this project. Do we have a construction manager yet? No, but we're out for RFPs, requests for proposals for a construction manager. Now, a lot of people know what an architect does. What does a construction manager do? Well, construction manager is the person that helps get things out to bids, does comparison. They're kind of the folks that do estimating, that help make sure that our wants and our needs are matched up with where the architect is at, and so we're trying to make sure that we're doing it from a cost-efficient standpoint, and that's part of their role as well. Part of their role is what I will call constructability. It's great to have something drawn on paper, but maybe it just doesn't quite fit together. I'm thinking of those Lego sets that sometimes my kids used to be, it looks like it should fit together, but does it really? And part of their job is to make sure that the picture and the reality can match up really well. So anyway, those two things. Location, check, we have that done. Budget, well, we got a budget range. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. So, you know, our starting point here for budget range is about $6.5 million to $8.5 million. And that's a lot of money. And so we want to make sure that we're doing this efficiently. But I want to talk about how financing comes together and how that gets set. Building committee. This is the group of a couple firefighters and a couple of city council members and myself that really helps direct some of the work of the architect and the construction manager to make recommendation through my office to the city council and the mayor so that they can take action. The city actually owns these buildings, issues the debt on these buildings, has not only a practical and operational, but a fiduciary, a money responsibility for these kind of projects. So it's important that these things flow in the right direction and there's some work that gets done and that the council ultimately is the decision maker, yes or no, and how all that fits together. So budget, and again, I'll talk about that, and then financing, how that works. So So as some of you may know, we had a space study done and we've done some needs analysis. And so, Gal, here's some documentation. By the way, this is part of that workshop packet. So you can see all of this online if you want to see it online. And I'll provide a link to that and also to the hot sheet, but I'll provide a link to this so you can see it more readily. But one of the things that the City Council has talked about relates to asking local voters to approve a 1/2 cent sales tax. That would make us the same as Mankato is in that respect. And there are a couple different things that go along with that. But part of the goal is, and I'll be blunt, we need a new fire hall. We're building a new fire hall. The real question related to sales tax is that are other people going to help pay for that fire hall? Are we going to use some of those sales or use those sales tax dollars to pay for some of that debt? Or is it all going to go on property taxes? Again, we're going to be building a fire hall, and so the question is, are we going to use some of those sales tax dollars? And I know we pay some of that too, but there are other people who come through our community that will help towards that. Are we using some of those sales tax dollars to pay, or all those to pay for the fire hall, or is it all going on property taxes? So that'll be up to you, the folks that are registered to vote and vote here in St. Peter, to make that determination. Here's an example. This is what the ballot, the question on the ballot will look like. So you can see what that is right now. That's what's going to happen. Now, the council hasn't decided to put this on the ballot yet, but I anticipate that that's going to happen at the council meeting in August, the first council meeting in August. So if you have thoughts or questions or opinions about whether that should be on a ballot or not, we are following the state law, but let me know. I'll be happy to visit, or let any of the city council members know. They know what's going on here and certainly have discussed this on many occasions. So I want to make sure that you're aware of that. Here's another one that I want to show you that I think is really important. Here, hopefully I can find the right paperwork here to demonstrate this. Hold on for me just a second. Oh, here it is. This is a copy of the timeline that has been put together for some of the critical things that need to occur related to the fire hall project, and then also included in the council packet with some additional information. But we wanted to talk about, here's what happened. So let's use the high end of the budget, which is about $8.5 million, or as this table shows, $8.8 million. This shows that all of it, all the cost. Here, let me get to the right one. This shows that all of the cost, what it would be on a $200,000 house or $150,000 house, right in these areas, what taxes could be if all of that was put on property taxes. The next table that we have, and so you can see that a $200,000 house would be about $160 a year for a fire hall. Now, if sales tax is approved, and it generates about $260,000, $270,000 in sales tax, that same $200,000 house would see, instead of $160, would see about $77. Now, I know we pay towards sales tax too. I might pay property taxes in town, but I buy stuff at the hardware store that has sales tax on it. But that's the impact, and how do you want that to work? That's kind of the question that's likely to come before you in November. Again, the city council hasn't decided whether they're going to put that on the ballot for sure yet. But we've set a timeline, and it includes having that question come before the council in August so that it could be on the ballot in November. So we want you to be aware of how that looks and what's going on. And there'll be much more information that's going to come out. We're going to have some show and tell, open house type style information things. We'll have things in the hot sheet because we want to give you accurate, clear, good information about what really you're voting on and really what's going on in relation to the fire hall and a fire hall project. So anyway, let me skip to some other things that I think will be important and fun for you to know about. First of all, we'd love for you to become a patient and community advisor with Rivers Edge Hospital. Here's the information that you need, and you can certainly call Stephanie Holden at this number here, or send her an email if you'd love to be on this committee that provides input to the hospital and the staff on activities at the hospital and how care is and services and all those kind of things. So anyway, we'd love to see you in that. I want to promote this as well. Summer reading season, our library and the folks at the library, including Brenda and Tasha and Doug, do such great things. This is the theme this year for the summer reading program. There's always prizes and lots of great events. A universe of stories is the theme this year. So I want to make sure you're aware of that. Here is the pavilion. If you haven't been by Minnesota Square Park, you might want to take a look. Lots of exciting things going on there related to the pavilion. And if you're interested in financially supporting the pavilion, there's a great way for you to do that right here and to be recognized for that. I'm just going to keep rolling. Food waste composting starts here in another week or two. I wanted to make sure this is up there for you. I'm trying to see if this is on the screen okay. This is the kind of stuff we'll accept at Food Waste Composting. Get more information in the hot sheet. You got to email us to register to participate. There's no cost to participate. And in fact, we're giving some rebates for containers at homes and those kind of things, so watch for that. Woohoo! Here's the hot sheet, our weekly newsletter. Again, I'm going to put a link on the bottom of this for you. If you don't subscribe already, we want to get you on the list so that you get the hot sheet. It's a great weekly newsletter that covers all kinds of stuff, including all the things that I just talked about are included in the hot sheet. And here's how you can contact us. If you have a question, you want to talk to me, there's a phone number, there's an email for Barbara in my office. Our Facebook, we'd love it if you would like us on Facebook. Our Twitter handle, and certainly our YouTube channel, which has city council meetings, video blogs, school board meetings. State demographer, by the way, when she visited, Susan Brower was here. She's on there as well. Whew, I think that's got to be it. I'm running over time. Give us a call, contact us. Thanks for clicking on State of the City. Hope to see you again next time.